Hello friends. Today I am going to tell you a horror story based on a real-life incident. This strange event reportedly happened on a quiet night road between Bhaktapur and Kathmandu in Nepal. Many people believe the last bus that travels this road sometimes carries a passenger who was never meant to reach the final stop. In the winter of 2017, a 42-year-old bus driver named Ramesh was finishing his late-night shift. His job was simple: drive the final bus from Bhaktapur to Kathmandu and drop the remaining passengers at the last stop before midnight. Most nights were quiet, but that night something felt different. Cold fog covered the road, and the streets were almost empty. One by one the passengers got off the bus, until only a single person remained. When Ramesh looked in the mirror, he saw a woman sitting in the very last seat of the bus. She had long black hair covering most of her face, and she was wearing an old red shawl. She was sitting completely still. Ramesh assumed she would get off at the final stop, so he continued driving. But after a few minutes something strange happened. When he checked the mirror again, the woman had moved forward. She was now sitting several seats closer to him. The strange part was that he never heard footsteps. The bus had not stopped. No sound, no movement. Ramesh felt uneasy, but kept driving. 5 minutes later he checked the mirror again. The woman had moved even closer. Now she was only a few seats behind him. A cold feeling ran down his spine. Another minute passed, and he looked into the mirror once more. This time she was sitting directly behind the driver's seat. Ramesh could feel cold air touching the back of his neck. Slowly he turned his head to look behind him. The seat behind him was empty. No woman, no passenger. The entire bus was silent. Panicking, Ramesh stopped the bus and ran to check the back seats. Every seat was empty. There was no sign that anyone had been there. Shaking with fear, he continued driving until he reached the final stop, near the road that leads toward an old temple outside the city. Just as he turned off the engine, he suddenly heard a whisper close to his ear. A soft voice said, "You forgot to stop where I died." Ramesh jumped out of the bus and ran away without looking back. The next morning he told the other drivers what happened. When they heard his story, the older drivers became quiet. One of them finally explained something disturbing. Many years ago, a woman wearing a red shawl died on that same road after being hit by a bus while waiting at night. Since that day, some drivers claim that on the last route of the night, a woman appears as the final passenger. She slowly moves closer and closer to the driver. And if the bus doesn't stop where she died, she rides all the way to the end. Thanks for listening to this story. If you enjoy real-life horror stories like this, subscribe and stay with the channel. And if you have your own strange or unexplained experience, you can share your story too. Because sometimes, the most terrifying stories are the ones that actually happened.